her father, because a lot of people that are new to the channel, you don't know this. But what you're about to listen is going to blow your mind away. And what I found out later, it's even worse. Sometimes it feels as though Christmas has come early because I didn't want to buy into the DNA theory, like the children are not Meghan's. But after what had just come out, I think we need to. I mean, there's so many things that need to be asked about those two kids, but especially whether they are Meghan's. I mean, the whole thing, in my very humble opinion, is a fraud, even if she used a surrogate, which most likely she did. And these are all my thoughts and opinions for legal reasons. There's no question in my mind that she used a surrogate. But also, after what I'm going to show you, it it is almost obvious that this woman, these children are not hers. And this is why it makes me wonder whether this is why there's no motherly connection, there's no bond, there's no love, there's no touching. Yes, I do understand that she's full on narcissistic, but still, it's even weirder. And I'm going to let you decipher it because it's actually quite shocking, and more shocking that the press is not reporting on it.
Have any wishes for your new niece, Lilibet?
Oh, I wish her all the very best. I can't wait to meet her because we haven't yet met her yet. So hopefully that will be soon.
Have you FaceTimed with her?
No, I haven't. No.
So it's been a special couple days.
Who does he take after? Does he look like anyone?
We're still trying to figure that out.
Well, everyone says the baby's changed so much over 2 weeks. We're basically sort of monitoring.
I have full body chills right now.
He's on a short fuse most of the time, and if he's provoked by the sight of photographers or or the paparazzi hanging around, he can fly off the handle. As long as he's getting his own way, Harry's quite happy. It's when he's compromised, when he's told to do things that he doesn't particularly want to do, that's when the temper comes to the fore.
The reason why I wanted to show you this is because, as you can see, the palace did a great job of covering up for Harry. He is very much like Meghan Markle. The problem that Harry and Meghan have is that they're both narcissists in different ways. And I think that Harry has met his match. Harry was tricked because clearly Harry's stupid. Meghan is not that much smarter, but she is smarter than he is. But you can see here, this documentary was filmed before he entered the army, guys. This is in 2003, 2004. So even way back then, the people knew what kind of a person Harry was. And this is going to come and play a huge role right now that we're going to start with the video, guys.
In February 2002, 16-year-old Harry was exposed by a tabloid newspaper for smoking cannabis and underage drinking in pubs close to Highgrove. Harry's illegal escapades were confirmed by Charles's biographer, Penny Junor.
I live locally and I have children of the same sort of age as Harry, and it has been known I've known for quite a long time that he has been drinking underage in pubs and drinking a lot and behaving pretty badly.
What I want you to understand is that the press knew. This is Penny Jr. back in 2003, 2004. That Harry had been doing drugs and drinking uncontrollably. He was kicked out of a pub, we know that, and the press covered it. So we can't trust the press to do anything or to tell the truth because, Harry's right when he says, I know that the palace covers up stories because he spent the whole time covering up his absolutely disgusting stories. So this is why the military happened. I will leave the link for you to go watch this documentary because it's absolutely appalling and it will pull the curtain out of the people who are still thinking for Harry. Now, he found another woman like Meghan Markle, and apparently remember how he used to be furious about the press, how he hates the press and everything else. That is not true. He hated the press because the press was calling out his behavior, his nasty actions. So as long as he could misbehave, do really nasty thing to women, be horrible, and go unreported, And this is very much the behavior that we're seeing right now. The anger that he has towards the press is that the press is actually exposing who he really is. And he doesn't like to look at himself in the mirror. Now, in regards to Meghan Markle, he met the match of his life because Meghan Markle is another narcissist who plays the victim, who nothing is ever good enough. And now they've gone and done this huge swindle. I know that many of you are absolutely horrified by that video, guys. We know that video. It's absolutely disgusting about her. But not it's only disgusting. I mean, we saw that that was a trend, but none of these mothers were holding a royal title. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Paula M. If you like the video, please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel, guys, and it's very much appreciated. I appreciate the super chats, and I want to say thank you to you all and for the PayPal donations as well. But here I want to show you this because this is very important. People are saying, oh, Meghan Markle is saying that she doesn't care because she thinks it's a big hit because millions of people have seen that video. She thinks that this is her Kim Kardashian tape that is going to make her a billionaire. She thinks that this is Paris Hilton tape that's going to make her a billionaire. But the problem is that she's not, because Kim Kardashian was young and beautiful, and they listened to what Kris Jenner would do. And Paris Hilton was very smart and savvy. Meghan Markle is not, because she's exploiting a child. And that is not good right now. So she's, she's a generation too late for doing that. So a morality clause, this is what's attached to pretty much any job that's high profile. A morality clause is a job contract that outlines expected ethical behavior and can allow an employer to terminate employment if an employee's conduct is deemed detrimental to the company's reputation. This clause often covers both on and off-duty behavior, aiming to protect the employer's image and maintain ethical standards. Okay, the most important part here is protection of reputation, because I think that we can all agree that what Meghan Markle did with that video is not attractive, it damages the reputation of the monarchy, because the monarchy does very important work. For example, we just saw Prince William go to Monaco and give a speech about saving the oceans, but then Meghan is twerking with a fake moon bump about 2.5 weeks ago at a hospital. And I mean, badly twerking with an obviously fake belly. And not only that, getting the hospital in trouble because the regulations, everybody forgot about COVID. You know that COVID was back then. And you know what's insane? That I get fans and people saying, oh no, they were relaxed back then. No, they weren't. They weren't. And I mean, you're seeing on screen the the regulations for the hospital. In fact, in June 15th, 2021, they kind of relaxed it in California for outdoors. You were not needed to wear masks outdoors as long as you were outdoors in some places. But you needed to keep them indoors for hospitals, especially hospitals. Meghan Markle claims that she was 1 week overdue. And that's why she danced her night. No, they would have induced her, which would have been incredibly painful. She would have had to request an epidural, which would have meant that she wouldn't have been dancing. And if you go see the Proper Wise guy, he claims, and I mean, I can't tell you whether it's a sock or not, but it looks like they're high heels. I believe he's right on the money. And like also Scott Rouse said, there's no worry about a woman who's had postpartum preeclampsia. We don't know which one, but in which pregnancy that she claims to have had it, but it's dancing, while being laid during COVID without any masks. Now her father, because a lot of people that are new to the channel, you don't know this, but what you're about to listen is going to blow your mind away. And what I found out later, it's even worse.
What do you believe about the theories or the rumors about her having a surrogate and not really having the children physically? Did she ever have female issues about, having children someday or?
Well, the bottom line I know for a fact is that she had frozen her eggs and had planned to come back, and she had come back for she had flown back to get her eggs. I'm assuming she had Archie.
Physically, she had Archie herself with her frozen eggs, maybe?
I'm guessing that.
What you heard is her father saying that for a fact, he knows that Meghan Markle had her eggs taken out and she had them frozen. On top of that, we've heard rumors that her brother said that she had a hysterectomy right after she took her eggs out. Now, what I found out is that she did this while she was married to Trevor Engelson. Allegedly. I have to say allegedly for legal reasons, right? Now, she wasn't making the kind of money that people think that she was making. I am going to leave you linked a video of actually how much they were getting paid. The lead actor, who was Gabriel Macht, was getting paid at the beginning for between season first to 4. They were getting, the lead actor, was getting paid $25,000 per episode that he was present in. And that depended on the duration, but of course he was the lead actor. So their salaries were not fixed. It was based on how long they were in the show. So if they were there for less than a minute or 2 minutes, that varied as well. So Meghan Markle, we have now gathered, she was 138 minutes out of 108 episodes, which if we average it is like, like a minute at the most, a minute, 10 seconds per episode. If she was in all episodes, which she wasn't. So, and she was only getting paid $7,000. So allegedly, this is according to the SAG, and because in the video that I did, actually the writer and producer of the show reported how little people made from Suits, that they thought they were going to make a lot more, especially after Netflix bought the streaming rights for 5 years. So it is incredibly expensive because when Meghan dumped Trevor, she didn't have that much money. And it is incredibly expensive to keep the eggs. And you have to keep them in a special place, frozen, which cost about $8,000 to $9,000 a month. And apparently she did not have the cash to do that. So apparently those eggs are lost. But the way Meghan Markle acts towards these children, posting them like they're props, clearly not spending any time with them, because even when you see the pictures, there's no hugs. You can see that the little girl is uncomfortable. The children vary. And I know that they've hired a new team, but this team is still producing different girls on different days, because the little girl that was wearing the pink dress on Disneyland is not the same girl that was wearing the yellow dress the next day. Meghan Markle's ass with those white pants are not the very same butt, no matter how tight the pants are, guys. Actually, tighter pants make you look even thinner, not bigger. So that doesn't even look like her. But there's nothing motherly about Meghan Markle. Now, we have the morality clause, and why was I talking about it? Because she's not doing all these things as Meghan Markle. And every time she does something like that, she says this is the best thing that's ever happened, that she doesn't regret it, that it's only in the UK that are making a big deal. Actually, it isn't in the UK. People are horrified because she's literally denigrating the reputation of the monarchy. Because you look at Prince William, I can guarantee you everybody was thinking of Meghan Markle twerking and why they have him on their website, because to this day, they're still on their website. That is not the image, because if they weren't on the website and they didn't have any titles, and that was Meghan Markle doing that, that's fantastic. She can gyrate, lift her skirt, she can commit fraud, whatever she wants, but she can't do it while claiming that she gave birth to children, posting videos with fake bellies, supposedly allegedly done during COVID, while violating every medical code during that time, which is actually illegal. But if the kids are not even hers, it makes sense why she's doing everything that she's doing, because it's like she doesn't care at all. And Harry clearly loves the attention. Clearly, Harry chose the right woman for himself, because they both love the attention. They really do. And they both had parents that covered up for them. clearly Harry had a full machinery that was covering up for it, because for Penny Jr. to come and said in 2003 that Harry was a nasty piece of work, a drug addict, how was this man allowed in the army? And then when you watch his documentary that I'll leave the link, you will see that the Lesotho thing was a stunt that the palace pulled. So Harry and Meghan are a match made in heaven, and they both clearly enjoy the limelight, and they're both clearly horrible parents. Because Harry should know better. Harry should know better, because there's no doubt in my mind that those are Harry's children. But now, you know what? Now, after I found out that she did not have enough money, and apparently she was told she was already in debt to these people and she didn't pay them. She didn't keep them. She didn't think that far ahead because she's that stupid. And apparently they just disappeared in 2014 because she didn't pay them anymore. I don't think she was counting on having children. But again, why do you say this is terrible? And I agree with you, because this is fraud. But the royal family allows it to happen. There are ways of, as I said, there's nothing wrong with her badly twerking to a song, but she's doing it because she knows she committed fraud. And this is in my very humble opinion. And Harry's a very willing participant in that. We know that the press covers up for them. And we know that the king won't do anything, and everybody's trying to do whatever they can to distract from this, because now the mainstream media is focusing on the bump. Investigate the birth certificate. Investigate the DNA. Because we have her father on record saying that she had her frozen eggs. And then apparently she couldn't afford to keep paying for the clinic because she was already divorced from Trevor. And Trevor was the one who was paying for it, allegedly. I have to say allegedly. So that, if you don't pay, the eggs go to waste. If Meghan Markle lost all her eggs and she had a hysterectomy, whose kids are those? Why is the palace allowing this? Why is the mainstream media not talking more about it? Why is there, I had I don't know, somebody wrote to me on X, oh no, royal titles are allowed as first and last names on American birth certificates. They did an exception for Harry. No, they don't. They don't do an exception for anybody. How terrible this whole mess is. And the problem that we have, remember how I told you that when people's behavior like Harry and Meghan it goes unchecked, it only escalates. It only escalates because they're denigrating. Again, these morality clauses kick in. This was not Rachel Meghan Markle, a D-list mattress actress, doing this. This was the Duchess of Sussex. Who is at the moment in the royal website as a member of the royal family. If she weren't representing the royal family, she wouldn't be in the royal website. So everything Harry and Meghan do, they denigrate the royal family. So I believe that because, and this is just my theory, that because they're not allowed to join them officially, they're going to do everything in their power to absolutely denigrate the royal family, because they are counting that Charles is not going to do anything, which they've been pretty much on point. So, and if Charles continues to live long and nothing happens to Harry and Meghan Markle, if they're not even removed from the website, if they're not, she's still sending. She's still sending when she asks for people. She's using HRH right now. Harry raised the stink because he wanted the HRH on the kids' titles, on the kids' passports. And apparently I was wrong. Apparently apparently immigration consulted with King Charles, because the Queen was very firm when she said this was not a negotiations. You will not use HRH titles. Not in public, not in private. You will not use them, period. But apparently immigration consulted with His Majesty the King, and Charles was being ambivalent because he didn't want to take a position. So apparently he caved in. And now Archie and Lily are HRH. So at what point is this madness going to end? Why isn't the mainstream media talking about the inconsistencies on the birth certificate? Why aren't people calling out the fact that it was COVID? And instead they come up with this insane things that, oh no, they were all allowed to be in the hospitals. No, they weren't. The hospitals and the rules back then were very strict. So this is, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is, it's not, again, and to me, it's not that I'm immoral or anything like that, or it's just that the whole thing is fake. And the royal family ignoring it doesn't make it go away. Instead, it's a green light for Harry and Meghan Markle to continue denigrating and belittling the royal family's prestige, reputation, and everything that goes along with it. They're losing credibility at a very fast pace. And it's not even great for Meghan Markle's brand. I don't know why she's saying that this is great for her. Which prestigious brand is going to give this woman a contract? Nobody. Because it's rude, it's vulgar. Sometimes there are certain videos that you're not meant to see. And I am shocked that her team is allowing this to happen, because it's also showing discrimination towards the little boy. Please leave me your thoughts, beautiful people.
Trevor put an article out there that Meghan had a hysterectomy and couldn't have children. And that was a big issue in their relationship. So that says a lot to the fake royal kids right now, because obviously they couldn't have come out of her. So that's something that she obviously is going to have to deal with eventually.